اینجا یه گرد هماییه با عنوان آزاد کردن رفیوجی ها یا پناهنده ها، چون پناهنده ها رو میگیرن میزنن توی کمپ و این با خیلی محدودیت‌ها.
There's an epidemic of COVID running through MIDA and through Yonga Hill. Nobody's interested in that anymore, even though the points were made over and over again that the detention centres are dangerous places. They're dangerous places without COVID. But with COVID, they're even worse. But the Labor government hasn't done the one thing that they was even put to the Scott Morrison before that, to remove all the people who are, you know, who are at fundamental risk. So I think we've, as other people have said, we do have, you know, big unfinished business. There are so many people, and earlier we heard about how many people there are in the community on expired visas, on lapsed visas, people who've been rejected. The fact that we've still got Afghans who are in detention. Some of them the Tamils have been rejected, but we've got Afghans who were rejected, still in detention from 2013, rejected on the basis that it was safe to go back to Afghanistan. It was never true, never true. But is there any reason to sustain an argument now, now that the Taliban are back in Kabul? Why aren't the Afghans all released, from detention? That's something that Andrew Giles could do with his flick of his wrist, and other people have made the point as well. There's so many other families and individuals that are in the same position as a single family in Biloela. A pencil, a piece of paper and a pen, and Andrew Giles could fix the expired bridging visas. The people are living in destitution because they're on expired visas and without, any support from the Australian government. They're just some of the things, that we have to realise why we need to keep building movements, keep building rallies, keep building demonstrations. It is fantastic that we've got rid of Scott Morrison, but we have a big fight with the Labor government, and the Labor government with ministers and bureaucrats that put the offshore detention in place. So we're going to keep fighting to end the turnbacks, to end offshore detention, for permanent visas for all those.
اینجا که بر علیه چینه، دولت چینه که
during the pandemic a lot was talk about the people who are on the front line, the heroes on the front line. Many of them were people on bridging visas and temporary protection visas, denied the most fundamental rights. The least that can happen now is that all those people are given permanent visas, and we're going to be holding Richard Marles and Anthony Albanese to account. I think it's also important to recognise that we did get this far because there has been a movement. We didn't wait for Parliament. It's not a matter of, it's great that there are people inside Parliament now that are going to be more sympathetic to demands that come from the grassroots and from, the demonstrations. But it has been the demonstrations outside the Park Hotel, the demonstrations outside the State Library, outside Villawood, the people in Yonga Hill and MIDA, etc., who never gave up. That's the kind of spirit. There are now only about 200 people who are left on Manus in the room.